Brothers, this is the Honor X80 Pro Max that Honor just released today.
This is a battery beast with an 11,000 mAh battery. Let's tear it down right away to see its internal structure. Before we start, let's weigh it. Its weight is that of a normal phone. The Honor X80 Pro Max still supports water resistance and the rating is quite high. For example, a standard fish tank, this water depth is perfectly fine to handle.
Let's test its underwater recording capabilities.
Obviously, it also supports wet hand control. You can operate it right after taking it out of the water with no abnormal ghost touches. Alright, enough talk, let's start heating it up and get ready to tear it down. Honor's recent models have a noticeably different way of bonding the back cover. To control the thickness, they even account for a thin layer of double-sided tape. They are now using structural adhesive for bonding. This method offers better waterproofing and stability. It is very tight to take apart, the blade won't even fit in. Let's skip this difficult step of removing the back cover. Let's take a look at the back cover, which is quite thin, measuring only 0.48 millimeters. It is still a plastic back cover, with cushioning foam attached to the back, and the craftsmanship is quite refined. As mentioned, the adhesive process for this back cover is different. You can clearly see it is not double-sided tape. It is a type of structural adhesive. At least it does not look like double-sided tape to me. If anyone knows about this material, feel free to share. It still features a 3-stage layout with the motherboard, battery, and bottom daughter board with a graphene cooling sticker on the back. This part here is its near-field communication antenna. You might have already noticed this impressive ratio. The motherboard takes up a very small amount of space, and the charging port daughter board is also made extremely small. Just how small is this motherboard? Maybe it's hard to tell without a comparison, so I'll just grab another motherboard to compare. You can see the shocking difference in size. It really is quite significant. Just how high is the integration of this motherboard? Let's take a look. Using the calipers, its height is only about 28 millimeters, which is very compact. As for the width, it is also quite compact, just the width of a standard phone, about 70 millimeters. Furthermore, it is a single layer board, not achieved by stacking 2 layers to reduce its size. This clearly shows just how high the integration of this motherboard is. To achieve such an ultra-compact motherboard size, they replaced the usual metal shields with these copper foil heat dissipation stickers. It's small but fully equipped. It has a CPU, storage, and RAM, all as separate components rather than integrated packages. Right next to the CPU is the RAM, which appears to be from Changshin. The storage is from SK Hynix. After the motherboard, let's look at the rear camera. It is a main camera with optical image stabilization, and it is the only rear camera. At the rear installation spot, there is also a very prominent copper heat sink. The materials used in the Honor X series have always been quite conscientious. You can see there is still a vapor chamber liquid cooling system between the back of the screen and the middle frame. Actually, for a Snapdragon 6 series processor, this thing is optional, but Honor still included it. This massive 11,000 mAh battery is produced by Dongguan Xingning the technology. The typical capacity is 11,000 mAh with a rated capacity of 10,690 mAh. The battery still uses a fixed method without pull tabs, so it is stuck very firmly and is not easy to remove. Let us just roughly measure it. The length of the battery is about 110 millimeters. The width is roughly 67 to 68 millimeters. Anyway, the energy density of this battery is quite high. It is still a single-cell multi-winding battery. Like the battery board of the previous generation Honor X70, it is placed vertically, which can greatly save space. Great effort has also been put into drop resistance. You can see that the coaxial cables are all sealed with glue. To save space on the small board, the SIM tray is also placed horizontally. It is a slight pity that the Honor X80 Pro Max uses a rotor motor. The fingerprint sensor is an under-display one. The speaker opening is treated with a waterproof rubber ring, and there is also a waterproof rubber ring at the charging port. The bottom speaker should be from AAC Technologies, but the top one has no specific model, so it is hard to tell. The two are similar in size, as you can see from the teardown, to fit this 11,000 mAh battery into the Honor X80 Pro Max. a large battery, and quite a lot of internal optimization with a very small circuit board size. Most importantly, the integration of this motherboard is truly exceptional. Its level of integration can be said to crush its peers. It is just so small. If the shape were a bit more regular, it could easily rival the iPhone.
Alright, that concludes the teardown of the Honor X80 Pro Max. Let's put it back together.